Well, good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for joining me today at Juanette's Crafting Corner for my Quick Tip Thursday. This is episode number 37. And before we get started, I want to thank these people for their comments. And I want to give a special hug to Sandy, and you know why, Sandy. Anyway, let's get started today in my quick tip for you. And I want to wish everybody a happy Halloween. So I hope you have plenty of candy to hand out to those trick-or-treaters. I wanted to show you kind of a little update in my craft room. So this is in the main working craft room where I sit and craft. I think if you've watched my other video where I show my craft room tour, I have also a storage craft room. And in this area previously was, Copic markers and my Nuvo drops and things like that. But I wanted to be able to look and see all the beautiful antique books that I have. So I wanted to show you what I do with these books. Now, to be able to identify them. Now, the majority of them are either German, French, Italian, Latin, Swedish, a foreign language from English. And I'm going to show you what I do to remember what the book is about and the year and what have you. Now, these books that I'm showing you at the beginning are in my personal collection. And I want to show you what I do. Isn't that a gorgeous book? To remember what the book is about. Now, this book here is in Hebrew. And look at how gorgeous these pages are. Aren't they just, beautiful? I love to use these in my journals when they are very Renaissance and old looking. And because it is written in Hebrew, I have no idea what that page says. So what I do is I use Google Translate, and on Google Translate, you can put detect language, and it's a Jewish Bible or in Hebrew. The year is 1860, and I was able to find that. Well, actually, it says right there. On this page, it's a little bit different script, but this page, it does say 1860. I write how many pages it is, what it cost me, and then I also will go in and with, again, Google Translate, it says Holy Writings, I think the number 24, then it says Part Shinmen, First Prophets, and then when this is up on my shelf, I know exactly what it says. Now, let me give you an example of another book, and I'm going to bring you in. This is definitely one of my all-time favorite books. So it's, let me just show you a little bit of the size of it. So it's about, like 4¼ by 4¾ inches. The spine has come apart, but look at here. You can see this writing in here. Isn't that beautiful? And then all that stitching there. And so when I open it up, that is the script. And so again, I did use Google Translate, and it is German. Let me just bring this over, and maybe I need to bring you in a little bit. It is German. It says Odes to God, 1851. It was pretty expensive. It was $187, 740 pages. But look at this beautiful script. And again, I absolutely love using this paper. I mean, you can tell by me running my hands through it what a beautiful paper it is. Now, here is another one of my treasures. It is a book that latched. Now, unfortunately, this latch is broken. And it was that way when I bought the book. Look at those metal things there. I wish I could figure out how to fix that. But let me open it up and show you this book. So the only thing that I've written on this sheet was it's a German devotional book, and the year is 1742. But look at that "to die for" script. Look at these. Oh, I just love this book. And I do use these pages in my journals. Ooh, I didn't even know that was there. That's a little jewel in there. And it's got a lot of pages. Let me go over here. I'm just curious to see how many it has. Oh gosh, close to 1,000 pages. Yes, over 1,000 pages. 1,004 pages. But isn't that just yummy to look at? So again, because when I was initially buying the book, or when I initially bought it, let me just see if I can find the front page. Oh yeah, it does say that. So 1742, isn't that just, I need to scan that. But it is a German devotional book. So I just put the little sticky note there, and then when I have this on my shelf, I can refer to and not have to try to remember, especially if it's Roman numerals. Let me show you an example of that. This book is a pretty good size book. It measures, 9¼ by about 7 or so. And this is an extremely special book to me. Number one, it's a medical book. And let me show you. So this is the Roman numerals of the year. And I'm going to link a site where you can put in this and it will automatically tell you the year. So this is written in Latin. It is from 1763. The gentleman that wrote the book was a physician, a philosopher of, well, actually, it says Naples, but that's where he died. And the book is translated to The Concealed Nature of Abscesses. Now you think, now why in the world would you want that kind of a book? Well, remember, I'm a nurse. So I bought this from my good friend Rachel from Roxy Creations. And she knew I was a nurse, and she knew I would just absolutely love this book. The other thing I have slipped in this book is just a little information about the author. So he was born in 1580 and died in 1656. He was born in Italy. He died in Naples of a epidemic, a plague epidemic. And he was an Italian surgeon and anatomist and anatom. Well, you know, I'm not going to get that, you guys. But I just slipped that in there so I can remember that along with this information. And I'm not going to tear this book apart. Number one, it's a valuable book and it's in great condition. But I will hopefully try to remember to scan some of these images. And the main reason is I love these. If you have these in a digital and then you cut them out and have them as page tabs, they are just beautiful. And look at all the different letters. There's an E, then even that is gorgeous. There's an N there, an M, another gorgeous image. And then let's see, this is an H, which is perfect because that is the letter of my last name. And I am trying to work on a nursing digital, but I'm not a graphic designer, so it's difficult. But that would be beautiful in a nursing digital. Now, I know it has some kind of funky images in it, but again, it's about abscesses, and I'm a nurse, so this doesn't bother me. But look how that pulls out. And again, it is this fantastic paper that is, I don't know, it's rag or cotton rag, I'm not sure. But even that, look at that. A sketch of the heart. Oh, I love that. I hadn't seen that. Let's see, this is a nice page. Again, this emblem here. I'm going to take these little stickies out because it doesn't look as nice in my bookshelf. But even this eye. So like I said, I will put in the description box the link to that place where you can just put in these letters and it will calculate the year for you. So I do that also. That's a quick tip for you. So I can remember when I pull this book out, the year it is and what it's about. Now here is one of my French books. It's about classic cuisine. It is a 2-volume, and I was lucky enough to pick up both volumes. But look at some of these beautiful plates in here of French cuisine. Aren't they just stunning? And I have also put them in my journals. And I think I have these in my Etsy store, some of these pages. But look at this page here, how that was stitched. So it's about classical cuisine, French cuisine, and a lot of them do have those plates and then the tissue paper in between them. And in the front of the book, I have written down that it is from 1876, French cuisine, classic cuisine. I paid $112 for each book. So, again, just so you know, that's what I do. That's my quick tip, is so that I can remember what a specific book is about and the year it is, and those sticky notes do not harm the book, and then it just makes it easy. Now, the next part of the video is going to show you some books that I have in my Etsy store that I bought in France and Italy that I feel I can part with. I have so many books, I don't need them all. So I'm going to offer them to you guys to purchase. So now I'm going to go through the books that I have for sale in my shop. So the first book is number A. And what I'm going to do is put them in my Etsy store as A through, I think it's I. And I did go ahead and put down the measurements and everything. So it's a book from 1801. And like I said, I'm going to link the Roman numeral converter in the description box. So I went ahead and measured it. It's 6 3/4 by about 4 inches, and it's about 1 1/4 inches in thickness. Now this book is French and English, and it's interesting because on the one page is English, and then on the other page is the French. So it's a total of 192 pages, but twice. So do you see here, this is the French, this is the English, and they put 192 twice. If I flip this over here, 137, 137, the French and the English. And what I thought you could do if you were using this in journals is you'd take out the pages and then you'd have both. So I just think that's a fantastic idea. Now, the paper, I'm not sure what it is, but it is that nice thick either rag paper or cotton rag. It will fold nice. Like I said, from 1801, it's going to be $35, and that is the front. Book number 2 is this book. It's got some beautiful marbling on the outside. That's what the cover looks like, and you can see some stitching here and then some script there. It almost looks like it's been repaired at one point, and that's what they used, but then they stitched over it. It is, I think, the history of Charles the 12th. It's number B. So it is from 1830. The measurement is 6 3/4 by 4 inches by about 1 inch. It's in French, and my price is $30. And again, I'm not quite sure what kind of paper it is, but it isn't that real fragile paper. So that is number B. Number C is a little bit bigger book. That's the outside. Now, it appears that it was multiple volumes. This is number 4. It's got a nice brownish cover on the outside. Let's see here. As I open it up, it is in French. And the year is 1824. It's 519 pages. And I'm asking $25 for this book. And again, that's kind of how the paper feels. Just kind of go through it so you guys can see and get a feel for what kind of paper it is. That is number C. Number D, this is the outside of it. It's a small book. It's about classical theater, I think. It is French. It's from 1834. It measures 5.5 by 3.5 by about 3/4 of an inch. There are 240 pages in it. And I'm asking $20 for it. And again, I'm not sure on the paper, but you can see that it is sturdy paper. You could fold it, put it in journals, use it for collage. It appears that it is a play, because there's, I think, Act 2, the first scene, and it's what everybody would say in the play. That's kind of neat. But like I said, it is a French book. The next book is, I'm having a little difficulty giving this away or selling this, and I'll tell you why. It's from 1787. It is Italian. It's about poets. It is 180 pages. It looks like poems in here. Now, it kind of feels or looks like at one point, ooh, that's a gorgeous image. I love that. Sorry for all of a sudden squirrel. So it feels like at one point, maybe it was dropped in water, but there is, I don't see any mold on it. It measures 6 3/4 by 4 inches by 1 inch. Like I said, 180 pages in Italian, but the year, 1787. I'm asking $35 for that, and that's why the price is up there a little bit, is because it is the age of the book. The next book, it's got this cute little cover, and it feels almost like velvet. That would be so cute to slip a handmade journal in. And look, it looks like that was glued down there like that. But it isn't very old. However, it is in Latin and Italian. It is from 1951. So, like I said, not that old. It measures 4.5 by 3 inches by a half inch. There are 384 pages. The paper is what I would call like kind of Bible paper. It is that kind of a thin paper. I'm not sure if you could fold it very well. I know that it's not like the fragile newspapers that we sometimes get that you have to reinforce, but it's got a couple of pretty little images in it. But like I said, Latin and Italian. And it's got this cute little cover that it goes in. But anyway, I'm selling that for $10 just because it's not very old. My next book is number G. It's from 1852. It is 155 pages. And it measures 6.25 by 3.5 by 3/4 of an inch. And if you want to get an idea of the paper, I wish I knew, what exactly rag paper was, what cotton rag is. So that's why I'm not saying specifically what it is. I was watching somebody one time and they were calling paper rag paper, and I could tell it was not. Rag paper has a specific feel. I don't know exactly what it is, but I do know what she was showing was not really rag paper. It looks like there's a little bit of darkness in there. Like I said, it's Italian, and I am asking $20 for that. The reason I'm asking not very much money is it looks like at one point a kid went in here. It's about an opera. A kid went in here and marked a little bit on the very front and a little bit on the back page, but I don't see any scribbling or any marking at all through the other pages. It looks like they just had gotten the first page and the last page. So anyway, that's that book. I've been printing on vellum, so that's my printer going off. Okay, this book here, I can't remember if I showed that one, what that looked like, but sometimes I'm forgetting. So this is also a book that it looked like it had a couple of volumes. This is number H. The thing I liked about this book, look at that marbling in there on the edges of the paper. I just love that. And you've got some beautiful marble paper there. This book is French. It's from 1822. It has a total of 394 pages. It measures 6 3/4 by 4 inches by 1 1/4. And the thing about this book, it's got some beautiful images in here. I think, what did I say? I may have looked it up. I think it's important people. So it's got their pictures here. So as I kind of thumb through it, there's another of the pictures. Every once in a while, as you thumb through it, there's pictures. And the paper is yummy paper. Again, as I was shopping in France, Italy, and what have you, I would pick up a book, I would open it up, and I would feel the paper. If the paper didn't feel good, then I would put it back down and I didn't buy it. So all the books I have, with the exception of this book, which is the Bible kind of paper, is a nice feel to it. So that is number H, and it is $30. And then lastly, I have this small little book that is Latin, and it's number I. It's a small book. It is tall in length, 7 3/4. It's 5 inches in width, but only a 1/4 inch in thickness. It has 92 pages in it, and it seems to be like, here is the months and the dates. So I don't know what it is exactly, but again, the paper feels pretty good, and you could use it in an Italian journal, a Latin journal, but I do love that it's, a foreign language, and I am asking $15 for this. So like I said, here are the books, and like I said, I'm going to put them in my Etsy store, I think by letter. We'll see how that goes. I'm hopefully going to get to it today. My grandson is playing in a football game tonight. I'm going to be going to that. Plus, I have a routine bone scan today. I know I have osteoporosis. I take medication for that to try to strengthen my bones, but I have that, so I'm kind of busy today. So I'm hopefully going to get these in my Etsy store, but this video will come out tomorrow, Thursday, part of my Quick Tip Thursday, where I did show you what I do for my personal library, where I write in the front what the language is, what the year is, what it's about, and that is for my own reference. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me today for this Quick Tip Thursday, and I will see you on Saturday with my Slow Stitch Saturday. Thanks, and bye-bye.